I cannot tell you how important that piece of this is, because it allows you to say, you know what? Wow, I didn't even pick up the linebacker, or wow, I could have countered at that time when they threw that right cross. It allows you to look at your performance and say, how have I done, and where can I get better? The premise of these coaching calls is to make sure that you guys are ready for Zillow Flex. Well, once you're on Zillow Flex, the training doesn't stop there. That's where you really dive in and continue to get better. You guys will hear me say this. I have a belief. It's called CANI, constant and never ending improvement. You guys always have to look for ways to improve and to grind, and you guys will be pushed once your name gets called to be on Zillow Flex. You guys are going to get pushed. Your Zillow Flex squad leaders have the ability to listen to your calls, to help you, to work on nuances, and to make sure that we're constantly improving. Here's the thing I want you guys to realize. When working with Zillow Flex buyers, you guys have to look at every single phone call as a $20,000 opportunity. And you have to ask yourself before you begin that conversation, am I in a position to give this consumer their very best experience? And if you're not, don't be selfish. Don't be selfish with the leads. There's going to be more than enough leads to go around. Everyone's going to eat at this table. Don't be selfish with the leads, right? If you got everything going on, there's kids or stuff. Oh my God, I got Costco. There's eggs in my hand. Hold on. Sorry. Yeah, my kid. Like, no, don't take the call. Be in a position where you can give your best to the consumer, because that's what they deserve. I'll tell you guys this. I believe in this. The curtain is closed. You guys get that connection, that curtain's open. Now you are center stage, and you better give your best performance. You got a 2-minute window of opportunity to give a $20,000 presentation. Own that. I want you guys to recognize that now. So when you walk into this environment, this is about standards, right? Not a lot of companies are doing it this way. Why do we do that? Because this is our company standard. These are the expectations that we have for you guys. And you think that we are intense here? We're just as intense there once you guys are on Zillow Flex. Why? Because it's all derived from how are we received by the consumer. Everything that we need to do needs to be thinking about the consumer first. Everything that we do as a company is thinking about our consumer first, being you guys, right? If we can help you get really, really great on this presentation, if we can coach you in the right environment to improve your communication skills, when you'll get that call, you are given a $20,000 2-minute presentation. That's how I want you guys to look at this. So we're going to get right into this. We have some new faces. What's up, Gary? Good to see you, brother. How are you? Good to have you here.
Yeah, what up?
Good to have you. All right, guys. So we are going to launch right into this. But while we're on this call, I'd be remiss to not mention some people that have made the cut and they are moving on to the next round of Zillow Flex. So these people have been showing up every single week. What's up, Eric Kang? What's up, big dog? So these people have been showing up. They've earned their stripes. They've been doing the work. So I want to first off congratulate Robert Jones, good old Green Eyes. He has made it to the Zillow Flex team. So my man, great job. Congratulations. So just so you know, and your new Zillow Flex squad leader will be reaching out. You're officially on the THC squad that is led by Walter Daniel, who is our top converter on Zillow Flex. He's done about $8 million in production since getting on a Zillow Flex. And you guys, 6 months ago, he was right in the same seat that you guys are at. Same seat as you guys were at. So let's give a huge congratulations. Let's give some reactions to Robert Jones. Woo! My man, congratulations. Good job, brother. Next person that has made it on a Zillow Flex that is on this call, Mr. Sasha Steinberg. Sasha Steinberg, you are officially on the Hyphy squad that's led by Dewey. So congratulations to you, my man. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Zillow Flex. Good shit, my man. Really, really great job. Let's see, who else do we have on here? Let me go around the room. Let me make sure I didn't miss anybody. Okay, here's what's cool about this is our list is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. By December of this year, we're going to be sitting on an average of about 830 leads every single month. By this time next year, we're going to be sitting on over 1,000 leads every single month. So If you look at everyone that's on Zillow Flex, start it out right here. What do you guys have to do to get on Zillow Flex? You have to show up here. You have to have courage. You have to have intestinal fortitude. Then you have to show us that you are willing and you want this. Once you're on Zillow Flex, this is not a right because you're on Team Fast. This is a privilege. I want you to treat it as such. So congratulations to Robert and Sasha. We'll be choosing the next round in about a month or so. We have more leads to go around for everyone. There is enough for everyone to eat at our table. So let's get right into this. Gabrielle, you're going to go first today. So you're going to take this call and we're just going to run it right back. So John, are you ready?
Ready.
All right, so let's go.
All right, Gabrielle, ring, ring.
This is Gabrielle.
Hello, this is John from Zillow. I have Elias on the line. He'd like to see 123 Main Street in Oakland. Can I connect you?
Yeah.
Here you go. Ding.
Hello. Hello.
Hi, Elias. I'm Gabrielle. I'm a Zillow Premier Partner with EXP Realty. I understand you're interested in seeing 123 Main Street.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, great. I'm excited to show it to you. What day and time works best for you?
I could see it tonight between 4 and 7 or tomorrow between 4 and 7.
Tonight between 4 or 7 or tomorrow between 4 and 7. Okay, great. So I'll reach out to the seller and confirm they're available. And here's what we're going to do. I definitely want to make the best use of your time while we're out. So I'll schedule a few more viewings for similar properties nearby that you might also love. Is phone or text better for you to confirm we're all set?
Just call me. I'm old school.
Okay, great. So I'll confirm with the seller and be back in touch with you shortly. Have a great rest of your day.
Well, hold on really quick, Gabrielle. Before you go, I just had a question. You know, we have been looking in Oakland as well as in Berkeley. Do you think that this part of Oakland is going to be more competitive than Berkeley? Because we're looking for the 2-bedroom, 1-bath. What do you think is going to be more competitive, Berkeley or Oakland?
That's a great question. Both of those areas are competitive right now, but you know, every house, Elias, has its own story and each one is unique. So here's what I recommend. Let's go see 123 Main Street. If you're liking it, I'll pull up some recent sales nearby. We'll look at the data and we'll come up with the strategy. Okay?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, great. So I'll confirm with the seller and I'll be in touch shortly.
Cool. Awesome. Sounds good.
Okay, bye-bye.
Was this your first time doing this?
No, I did it yesterday, but I've been listening.
Wait, yesterday?
I mean, last Thursday.
Well, if you did it last Thursday, I will say that this time stood out because even more, because this was a really, really, really good performance. So great job all around. Your intro was strong. The only nuance that I would focus on is that when I asked you about the market, I think you had a really, really good response. First, empathize with them, let them know it sounds like you've been doing your homework, Mr. Johnson. Wonderful. I love that response, but then it ended so quick. You're like, okay, all right, good. So you could have just hung on to that for just a second longer because it just felt like you ended that conversation, tabled it, and like moved on. It was just, I was still thinking, and you're like, okay, good, and then moved on to like close for the appointment. That was just that one piece right there that you could have just adjusted, but overall, that was solid. Johnny boy.
Yeah, that was great. I mean, pretty much textbook. There's not much to nitpick there. I think just more practice and maybe slowing down in a couple spots and adding in some pauses. But just overall, I mean, that was fantastic.
Really, really good. Good stuff, Gabrielle. All right, let's go to Lamont. Lamont, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, cool. Let's go, John.
All right, Lamont, ring, ring.
Hello, this is Lamont.
Hello, this is John from Zillow. I have Elias on the line. He'd like to see 123 Main Street in Oakland. Can I connect you?
Perfect. Send them through.
Here you go.
Hello.
Hello. Hey, Elias. My name is Lamont Sanders with EXP Realty. I'm a Zillow Premier Partner. And I see that you're interested in 123 Main Street.
Yeah, we've been seeing that house. We definitely want to go and see it.
Okay, what's your availability when we have time to go check it out?
Today, if possible. Today between 4 and 7, or tomorrow between 4 and 7.
Today at between. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get in touch with the seller and then give you a call back shortly and confirm the meeting. How does that sound?
That sounds really good. Now, Lamont, we've been doing our homework, and I'm super risk adverse, and I want to make sure that we're protected. You know, is this house going to go 20-30% over in Maxwell Park? Because I don't know if we can afford that.
To be honest with you, I will have to do a little bit more homework to give you a more accurate question. I mean, accurate answer, and I could give you the answer when we meet up today between 4 and 7.
All right. Okay, so you can't tell me if that's going to be competitive or not. I don't really want to waste my time.
The market is competitive, but I want to give you a more accurate answer. So I'll be able to answer that later on today.
Okay. And then do I need to be pre-approved?
No, I can show you the house without being pre-approved.
Okay. Okay. All right, cool. Well then what's the next step?
The next step, I'm going to check in with the seller and give you a call back shortly.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. I'll give you a call back once I confirm the meeting.
Okay, Lamont. Awesome.
All right.
Cool. We'll pause there. So Lamont, I'm going to ask you the question again. Do you think that this neighborhood's going to be competitive?
Yes, of course.
Okay, so let's run that piece back, man, because I think there's an opportunity here. So is this house going to be competitive? Because I don't think that we can go 20 to 30% over. So we wanted your professional insight on this.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot. Yes, this area is very competitive.
Okay.
Do you want me to go all the way through, or?
Well, go through the whole response.
Okay. Yes, the 123 Main Street, the area is very popular. Yes, you can see a lot of competition in this area. So yeah.
All right, so then wrap that piece of it up. Okay,
so I'm gonna get in touch with the seller and confirm the meeting. Then I'll give you a call back shortly, and we'll just go from there.
Okay. So good stuff, Lamont, and I think that there's obviously some room for improvement. When you open up to be honest, I really don't like that phrase, like, well, to be honest, well, what were you being prior to that, right? I just not the biggest fan of the to be honest with you line. So when I talk about the competition in the neighborhood, first off, Lamont, sounds like you've been doing your homework. As you know, the Bay Area is super, super competitive, but every house and every situation is a little bit different. So let me do this. I'm going to collect some data. I'm going to do my research. That way, when I see you, I'll have some more definitive answers for you about that particular home. I'm going to give you a call back in about 10 minutes. So hang tight. I'm going to confirm that appointment, right? What you've done, Lamont, is you've taken charge, right? They're leaning to you as the skilled professional and the expert about the real estate market. You have to sound like that. And even if it is just knowing a couple key phrases, like I said, you know what? Hey, Lamont, sounds like you've been doing your homework. Pause. It is super competitive. However, right? Let me collect my data. Let me do my research. That way I can give you more definitive. It felt like you were kicking the can down the road. And it should never feel like you're kicking the can down the road, even though we are kicking the can down the road. So it's just little verbiage shifts here to make sure that the consumer knows that, man, they are with the skilled professional. So good stuff. We just have to, button up on a couple areas. Johnny boy.
Yeah, and just to add on that a little bit, like during the call, you just a couple times like said you wanted to get more information and all that, which is great, but you didn't really explain why. And I think, like Elias was saying, just a couple key words that you use all the time, like every house is a little different or some variation of that. That would explain why you can't answer that question and why you need to do more research. So you were just missing a couple parts of that explanation, and that made it really feel like you were just avoiding the question because you didn't have an answer rather than explaining why you can't answer. And I think just working on your tone, like, and there's some people that are naturally like way too hyped up and like just way too energetic, and there's some people that are like way too chill. There's nothing wrong with like being relaxed and having that relaxed tone, but I think just like some people that are way too amped up need to tone it down a little bit. I think someone with like a natural, like super laid back tone like yours, you can definitely make it work for you, but I think you need to just like add a little more like enthusiasm in your voice, just like a little more excitement. So it's just a little more engaging, because right now there's parts of it where it sounds like you're just like kicking back on the couch and you got this call and you got to answer these questions real quick so you can like get back to kicking back on the couch. So I think just a little more enthusiasm, like get them excited to be talking to you and be looking at houses, and just, yeah, I think enthusiasm in your voice is, how I can kind of sum it up the most. But there's nothing wrong with a laid back tone, but there's certain parts where you need to just kick it up a notch.
That's right.
Okay.
All right, Amy, let's go to you. Amy, Amy.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right, cool. All right, Johnny, let's run it back.
All right, Amy, ring, ring.
Hello, this is Amy.
Hi, Amy. This is John from Zillow. I have Elias on the line. He'd like to see 123 Main Street in. I got distracted by your lava lamp. He'd like to see 123 Main Street in Oakland. Can I connect you?
Yes, please.
Here you go. Ding.
Hello.
Hi, Elias. This is Amy Palin. I'm with EXP Realty and a Zillow Premier partner.
Oh,
I
hi.
understand
Hi.
you want. Excuse me? Sorry.
I said hi.
Hi. I understand you're interested in seeing 123 Main Street.
Yep.
I would love to schedule a tour for you. What time works?
Today, if possible, 4 to 7.
Okay, great. And is there an alternate time I can also check if that's not okay with the seller?
Tomorrow, same time.
Okay, great. So I'll schedule that tour for you. And while I'm doing that, I would also like to schedule 3 other properties so I can maximize your time. How does that sound?
No, we just want to see the one.
Okay, understood. We'll focus on that property. I'll contact the seller and I'll get back to you shortly with that confirmation.
Yep, Amy, you know, just to be honest with you, we're just starting out in this process and, you know, a little apprehensive because I don't know if we can afford, you know, what we're looking for. Do you think this house in Maxwell Park is going to sell for 25% over? Because I don't know if we could swing that. I don't know if it's in our budget.
Right, I know that. I understand that. I'm sure you've been doing your homework and it is intimidating, the current market. However, that's why we're going to go into this situation prepared. I'm going to do my homework for you and get all of the data. And that way we can come up with a strategy so we can be competitive for the house that you're interested in.
Okay.
All right. So I'll get back with.
Is there good schools over there?
Yes. And in fact, I'll have all of that information. It's very easy for me to find the information about the schools. And
So there is good schools in that part of Oakland.
I will find out and get that for you.
Okay. What happens now?
So I'll check with the seller, get that scheduled, and call you back with confirmation.
Okay.
Thank you, Elias.
All right. All right, Amy, I was tough on you on this one. I think you can identify that I was a little tough on you. So, couple things here. When you said 3 other properties, your voice cracked when you said maximize. It was almost like you were saying, "Oh, we can maximize your time." It was like that look right there. It was like, right? Like, oh my God, what are they going to say? Right? It didn't sound like, and you don't have to say 3 properties because that might sound like a little overwhelming. While you guys are here, I want to make the best use of your time. I know a few other properties that fit that same criteria because I want to make the best use of your time while you're here. Here's what I'm going to do next, right? So it's like, don't be like, oh my God, can we? That's how I felt. Your voice cracked when we said maximize. It cracked a little bit. And then, you know, in word intimidating, I wouldn't even invoke that thought into their mind.
Okay.
Challenging, yes. Competitive, yes. Intimidating, no, because they have you. You're there to protect them, right?
Okay.
And then I think I stumped you with the educational question.
Yes.
Just so you know, most of the schools in Oakland don't have the best ratings. They just don't. Piedmont School District has a better rating for schools. However, most parts of Oakland don't have the best school ratings. So you said yes. I asked that question again. Then you said, I don't know. Let me find out. So what do I think of you now as a professional? I found a gap or a hole in your game.
Yeah.
From a 2-minute conversation, I found a gap in your game. Right? We don't want any gaps in your game this early in this stage, this early in the game. So a few things to button up on, but your enthusiasm, your passion, and your charisma will make up for anything that you may not know. Use that personality and lean on who you truly are to help get you through some of these conversations, because you're going to have dickheads like that are unemotional, that are stoic, right? But you'll use your personality and eventually pull them out of their shell. Johnny boy.
Yeah, I mean, Elias was definitely tough on you. I haven't, you know, he's never thrown out the school on any of these calls. So you got a couple curveballs and you handled it well, which is a good sign because you're going to get weird questions or just, you know, people that are difficult to communicate with that you're going to have to break through a little bit on real calls. When it comes to the school question, any question like that where it's something that's like totally subjective, I think it should be your answer is always going to be like, I can point you towards some great resources so you can learn a little bit more or something like that. Like you never want to say it could be an area where there's good schools, but like good is subjective. Like somebody might think a 9 is you know crap and they want 10s, and if you tell them an area has good schools and then they look it up and they're 9s, like so something where it's subjective, your answer should be more along the lines of giving them resources rather than like telling them the answer, because you never know what everybody's a little bit different. But overall, your tone is great. You handled the stuff really well. I think with someone knowing like how he was being really short, I would have just gone straight to the appointment and then followed up from there. And then once you kind of set that, tried to break through a little bit more, I wouldn't even have brought up I know we wanted to see you do it on these calls, but with someone that's like obviously just being as short as possible, just get to the next step and set the appointment. And then on the follow-up call, then you could say, hey, there's a couple other properties that I think are worth checking out. Let's make the most of your time while we're out there. But when someone's giving you one-word answers, just like give them what they want and then, you know, try to break through a little bit more as you progress down the whole conversation. But overall, like great job. And especially with, you know, how Elias was throwing you some curveballs.
Well, thank you so much.
And I think early on, it's what we're trying to help you guys understand is communication patterns, right? What is their language? And can you identify that by words they use, by pace that they use, by their energy level? Like, who are they? And how do I need to adjust my communication level to cater to them, right? Because you have like I have that too. I have enthusiasm, excitement. Well, you might not have someone on the line that is as enthusiastic as you. So it's just, you know, to understand how to gear that conversation. So let's go over to Kathy Daniel. Kathy, you ready?
Yes.
All right, cool. Let's go, John.
All right, Kathy, ring.
Hello, this is Kathy.
Hi, Kathy. This is John from Zillow. I have Elias online. He'd like to see 123 Main Street in Oakland. Can I connect you?
Yes, thank you.
Here you go. Ding.
Hello.
Hi, Elias. This is Kathy, your Zillow Premier Property with EXP Realty. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm pretty good. Hey, I understand you're looking at 123 Main Street in Oakland. I was wondering when you'd like to go see that.
I'd like to see it today, if possible, between 4 and 7, or tomorrow between 4 and 7. I think it's a great house.
Okay, perfect. I will get in touch with the seller and make that appointment. And since we're going to be in the area, I will also go ahead and pull up some other properties in the area that fit the same criteria and make some appointments for that as well. And
okay. And
I will.
For that particular property, why has it been on the market for so long?
You know, you never know. The agent, I shouldn't say that. Let me backtrack that. You know, you never know. It could be that they just haven't had realistic expectations of what they want. They haven't had the right buyer come to them, or they've had a buyer come to them that has not been fully vetted, and they've had to back out of a contract. So I don't know. I will find out and get you in the house.
So let me ask you a question. Do you think that this house is going to be super competitive, even though it's been on the market for 21 days? Do you think it's still going to go over 20% over because it's Maxwell Park?
Well, of course, it's, you know, Oakland, and it's a super hot market right now. So yeah, it's going to be competitive. Absolutely. Is it going to be 20% more? I don't know. Is it going to be 50% more? I don't know. I don't know the seller's expectations. So let's just go see the house, see if you like it, and see if it's a good match for both of you.
And then do you know anything about the crime over there? Because I heard there's some crime in Oakland.
Yeah, unfortunately, Oakland does have crime. That exact neighborhood, I can send you an app so that you can check out the crime. You know, some people, you know, if they get their bike stolen, they consider that a major crime, and other people consider a major crime a, you know, capital offense. So let me send you over the crime app, and you can make your own decision about that. And I'll have that for you. You can look at that and you make up your own decision by the time we meet at the house at 4 o'clock today.
Okay. All right. So what's next?
Next is I'm going to be making an appointment with the seller. I'll give him a call and I'll get back to you within the next 30 to 45 minutes to confirm the appointment, and I'll see you there this afternoon.
So are we going to confirm the appointment first, or you're going to see me there?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, I will call you back with the confirmation of time, and I will meet you at the appointment at the confirmed time.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, cool. All right, so we'll pause there for a second. You guys, I'm going to switch it up on you because we've been running the same offense for a while. So I just want to switch up some of the questions, but you guys are doing good. And Kathy, I know that it's nerve-wracking in this environment. So instead of saying Zillow Premier Partner, you said Zillow Premier Property.
Oh, I did. I'm sorry.
Yep. So one of the reasons why these sessions are important is because I believe in everyone becoming wordsmiths, right? Becoming a wordsmith means that you have this great communication, and it comes over time. And Kathy, I've communicated with you. You've been in this game for longer than all of us here. So it's just a few tweaks. So great questions. You said I don't know 4 times. I think you should remove that, right? I don't have enough research. I don't have enough data to give you an accurate answer. So I'd be doing you a disservice. Let me do some research on that area. Let me pull some data. And then when I see you today at 4, I'll have some better answers for you. Instead of saying, I don't know. You said, I don't know 4 times. Well, what the hell does she know, right? That's what I'm thinking as a consumer. Don't tell me I don't know. Kick it down the road a little bit, but let them know that you're getting the answer. But in other words, other than I don't know, because you said that 4 times.
Okay, thank you. I didn't realize that. I didn't know. I don't know. I didn't know.
John, feedback from you.
So overall, great job. And yeah, I think everyone's expecting the same questions, and Eli's starting to throw some heaters in there. But you handled it well. I liked your answer on crime. I don't think you couldn't necessarily need to go into as much detail with like the stolen bike and all that, but something along that same lines of it being subjective, I think is fine. He asked if it was competitive, but he asked earlier in the call that why it's been on the market for so long. I mean, obviously, you're going question by question, but if somebody was calling me about a property that had been on the market for super long and then asked if it was competitive, I would say, we'll have to check it out and find out more. But chances are, if it's been on the market for 30 days, then we have a good chance of being the only offer. So just, remembering what you've already discussed and then applying that to your answers. Obviously that something being on the market for long is new in this call there. And then there was something when you were answering the question about it being competitive, like your tone just got a little bit like, I don't know the best way to describe it, but you almost sounded like annoyed to be answering that question, or just like a little bit frustrated that like you didn't know. So I think just a little bit more patience, like it was very subtle, but I did kind of pick up a little bit of like you were annoyed to answer that question. So just be aware.
I think I was thrown off because if it's been on the market 21 days, is it competitive? Well, I don't know. 21 days, it should be sold by now, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I think
really good question. It's a really good question. Let me do some digging, and I'm going to find out. That way I have some more facts for you. Right?
Yeah.
I'm not going to base this off of my opinion. I'm going to get some more facts from you. Maybe it did fall out of contract, right? We don't know yet.
Yeah, and I think same thing, like you gave a little too much detail when they were asking why it could be, with a buyer that didn't perform or their expectations. It could have simply just been like, there's a lot of reasons, there's a lot of different reasons that it could still be on the market. Let's go check it out, and I'll contact the listing agent and see what I can find out. But let's start by taking a look.
So can I ask? You said let's contact the listing agent.
Oh, yeah, you got me. You got me.
Yeah, because
yeah.
Why do they need me if they can call them?
Yeah, totally. Nope, you're right. I like it. You can say like, let's go take a look and I'll see what I can find out about the history of the property or whatever. But good catch. But yeah, overall, good job. I mean, I almost think that in some ways, running this script is harder for people that have a lot of experience, because it's so different of a conversation than what you're used to, because it's so focused on just getting the appointment that Normally you want to throw in, you know, show your expertise and show your experience, whereas this, it's really just like, great, what time? Awesome, I'll call you in 30 minutes, confirm, and it can be a 90-second phone call. So I think focusing
It's
on,
like holding back some of those gems that you have and that knowledge to provide that at a later time.
yeah, there'll be time for that, plenty of time to show that, and there's a lot of value in that. But just on these first calls, 90% of it should be about, you know, obviously answering the questions, but focus on setting the appointment. But great job, Kathy. Thank you.
Okay, thank you guys.
All right, Robert Jones, let's go.
Let's go.
All right, Robert. Ring, ring.
Hello.
Well, this is John from Zillow. I have Elias online. He'd like to see 123 Main Street in Oakland. Can I connect you?
Yes, awesome. Thank you, John.
Here you go. Ding.
Hello,
Hey, this is Robert with EXP Realty. How are you?
I'm well.
Good. Good to hear. I see you want to take a look at 123 Main Street.
I do.
Awesome. Nice property. What's a good time to get over there and take a look at it?
I'd like to see it today between 4 and 7.
Between 4 and 7. You got an ideal time in that window?
Anytime between that window, it's fine.
Okay. I think I can make it work for you. Let me give you a call back in a few minutes to confirm. I'm going to shoot for about 5:30. Sound good?
That's fine. And are you the listing agent?
No, I am not the listing agent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Should I go through the listing agent?
Well, do you have an agent representing you right now?
No, I don't.
Okay. Are you pretty new in the home search?
Yeah, first time.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, let's get out to the property, take a look at it, and we'll kind of go from there.
Oh, okay. Well, I wanted to ask, is it going to be competitive?
Now, that's a pretty good question. I see you doing a little bit of homework there. I have to take a little bit closer look at this property to see what it looks like. Kind of stumped there, though.
Don't break character.
Okay. So anyways, that's a great
Do you
question.
think this house is going to be super competitive?
You know, what I've noticed, Elias, is that there's a slight shift in the market of recent. What I'm hoping I can do is take a closer look at this property, and then when we get out there and meet, we can take a look at some of the data, some of the homes that have sold recently, and we'll have a better idea as to what this one's going to sell for.
Okay. All right. Cool. Because if it's going to go 30% over, I don't think that it's even worth our time.
I certainly can understand that. And I don't think I can predict what it's going to go for, but I can give you a good idea once I take a closer look.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good. All right. So what's next?
Meet me at the property. Let's go take a look at the home. That'll give me a little bit of a time to take a closer look at this property. And,
I thought you were gonna check to see if it was available.
No, I think we can do 5:30. I'm just going to call you back to confirm.
Oh, okay. All
Does
right.
5:30 work for you?
Yeah, that does.
Okay. I think between now and then I can get a little bit more information as to what this property is going to actually sell for versus what it's listed at.
Okay. Okay.
Sound good?
Yeah, that sounds fine.
All right. I'll give you a call back in about 10 minutes and I'll see if we can get over there at 5:30.
Okay, cool. Awesome. All right. Why'd you take your camera off when it was your turn to go?
Two reasons. One is I was hoping it would help me relax.
Okay.
And two is I'm not with this YouTube thing, man. So, you know, I'm not trying to be on YouTube, bro. So.
All right. So here's the thing. So the Zillow Premier Partner, so the intro, right? You missed EXP Realty. So you need to mention the brokerage that you're with. When I threw the curveball at you with the whole agent question, you're going to get that all the time. You're going to get that. We've heard it on calls before. But if you are a listing agent, whose interest do you have in mind?
The seller.
Seller, correct. And so, as representing a buyer, you want to make sure that you have someone that has the best interest in mind. So helping them focus on like, okay, it doesn't mean that just because it's a listing agent, that's the person you should be talking to. When I asked you a question about the market, you stumbled on that question a little bit, right? I think that the second time around, you did really good, but really focus on that question because people are going to ask that question. I want you to get really, really solid with how you answer that question and know exactly how to navigate that. I think you did good the second round. The first time you fumbled over your words and you're like, well, I don't really know how to answer that. And then don't commit to a time. You told them that, yeah, I'll see you at the property at 5:30. What if you check and they have no showings until tomorrow? I'd be like, let me check first before you commit to a time, because you locked in 5:30. That's just, it's narrowing it down for them and you don't even know yet. So general, and then until you find an actual time, and then you call them back with that definitive. But one thing about you, it's like this 98.1 smooth jazz voice. You have that about you, and this tone and this bass in your voice that will play well on the phones. I've always been told that in my career, like, oh, it's your voice that I recognize, right? People are going to recognize your voice, bro. It's actually a really positive thing. So Johnny boy, let's hear from you.
Yeah, great job overall. I'm really enjoying seeing how people are responding to these like new curveball questions, and the, you know, we were getting, everyone's getting too dialed at the questions we had, so I like it. I think everybody needs to practice a script, whether it's on these Zillow calls or whether it's just, you know, talking to a prospect out there. Needs to practice your script when somebody asks about working with the listing agent, because it's something that you're going to need to navigate, you know, skillfully and quickly, and have a script so you can just say whatever it is that you always say, so it comes off, you know, very composed but also natural. And it's essentially something along the lines of like an agent's job is to do what's best for their client. The listing agent already has the seller as a client. If he's representing both sides, there's going to be points where they're going to have to do something where they're making a decision based on what's best for their client, and it's impossible for them to do that for both the buyer and the seller. So you really want somebody in your corner. We're, as agents, we're fiduciaries, meaning that your best interest is our like main guiding principle. So you want someone on your side that has your best interest in mind, and the listing agent's just not going to be able to do both. So
whenever I don't know, can I just butt in real quick and say something?
Please.
Whenever I'm asked that question, I kind of just say that like the fiduciary duty is of the agent is to that one client. So the seller, the agent working with the seller, their job is to get the most money for the house, and then the agent working with the buyers to get the least money for the house. So it's kind of difficult for one person to do both of those jobs, and that's really just where it's at. So one person, if getting double-ended by a deal, they're just gonna get the worst end of the stick. I kind of just say that, like, you know, like. And the commissions come out of the seller's pocket anyway. It's not like the buyer is going to be paying any more money or anything like that out of the commission. It's just, you know, like, yeah, that's kind of just what I say is that the seller.
Yeah, exactly. And it's clear that it's something that you've like practiced and actually had real conversations about, because it's something that when you do get hit with that question, and it's the, you know, how you answer it is the difference between moving on with this prospect or not, or them, you know, moving on from you, is really important. So if you're not prepared to answer it and you don't come off as like confident and convincing, that's why it's something that you really need to just have dialed in. So really just emphasizing that it's the agent's job to look out for their client's best interest, and it's impossible to do that for both sides. And some people will think it'll give them a competitive advantage, but at the end of the day, the seller is going to go with the best offer, whether it's from the listing agent or not. So it's like if you went with a listing agent because you think you're going to get some kind of inside line, like ultimately it depends on what's the best offer is for the seller. So it's not like you're going to get a discount or something if you work with a listing agent, because that's why most people go with a listing agent, because they think it's going to give them some kind of advantage. So speaking to that too is also important, I think.
I'd also say it's arguably a disadvantage, because the listing agent's going to go right back to their seller and say, hey, I got an offer for X amount. This is what we can do. We can try and counter them. They just know too much about you.
Yeah, exactly.
As the agent, for them to actually try and help you in that property, is that it's almost a disadvantage if you try and go to the listing agent.
Yeah.
You guys, we're gonna move forward. I have time for one more. Let's go to Lauren. Lauren, you're up next.
Okay, so first one.
Hello, John.
Ring, ring.
Hello, this is Lauren.
Hi, Lauren. This is John from Zillow. I have Elias on the line. I'd like to see 123 Main Street in Oakland. Can I connect you?
Please, thank you.
Here you go. Ding.
Hello.
Hi, is this Elias?
This is.
Hi, this is Lauren Howard with EXP Realty, and I'm your Zillow Premier Partner. I hear you're interested in seeing 123 Main Street.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's so great. When are you available to see it?
I'd like to see it today between 5 and 7, if possible.
today between 5 and 7. No problem. I will go ahead and call the listing agent and make that, or see if they have that availability today for you. Once I do that, I will send you a text confirmation, or I can just give you a call back. Is this the best number to contact you at?
That'd be best.
I'm sorry?
Give me a call back. That'd be best.
Perfect. I will absolutely do that. And this is the best number to contact you at?
Yep.
Awesome. Fantastic. So have you been house hunting for a while, Elias?
Yeah, we've been looking for the last month or so. Laura, is it going to be super competitive in this area of Maxwell Park?
Maxwell Park. Well, you know, this whole Bay Area has been very competitive. As you know, it seems like you've been doing your homework. So we know the Bay Area is a very competitive market, but that does not necessarily mean that you won't be able to achieve this goal of attaining this house. So it's just best we go check it out, see if you really love it, and see what we can do.
Okay, when you say see what we can do, what does that mean?
Just, you know, make sure that, you know, you have your pre-approval and
No, we're already pre-approved for over.
oh, fantastic. Fantastic. So you really have been doing your homework. That is great.
Can I talk? So I just wanted to know, is it going to go 20% over asking price?
You know, that is a great question. It's not necessarily so that it will go over 20%. It is just completely based off of the offers that are being put in. So, you know, we'll go in and we'll check it out, and we'll put in the best offer. I'll check out some comparables in the general area, and we'll go from there.
Okay. All right. So what's next?
So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to set up this appointment for you today, and I will call you back with that confirmation, and we will meet at the property once that's all confirmed, and you will have my number. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. And I just want to make sure you're taken care of. All your questions are answered, and I hope that you will share your experience with Zillow when you have a moment.
Okay. Yep. Sounds good.
All right. Fantastic. You have a great rest of your day, and I will see you soon.
Cool. Awesome. All right, Lauren, good job. You can breathe now.
Woo!
I know it's a stressful environment, but I think that you did really good. Let's go back to your intro. When you start out the conversation, there's something warm about the way you're saying. It's almost like you're waving at me, and I've said this in other conversations before. It's like, hey, and I think that we could all practice something along those lines, like just taking a minute and be like, hey, how are you? Good. This is Elias. I'm a Zillow Premier Partner with EXP Realty. I understand that you want to see 123 Main Street. So I don't really necessarily like, I hear that you want to see, it's just that I understand that you want to see 123 Main Street. So overall, I like that intro. The listing agent, remove that from your vernacular, and I want you to seller availability.
Okay.
And then I tripped you up, I think, on the question about the market. You were kicking it down the road, and it totally felt like you were kicking it down the road. I wanted you to be like, you know what, Tom, that's a really good answer or question. Let me get some more data. Let me do a little bit more research. So that way, when I meet you, I have some more definitive answers about that particular property.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
And so it felt like you were kind of kicking it down the road, and I don't want it to feel like that. And then wrap it up. Like you were just like, I was waiting for you to close the conversation out, and you were just kind of going on too long on the end. So just wrap it up. But overall, for your very first time, you did a good job. Martinique, I'll be with you in just one moment. Thank you for your patience, Martinique. Good stuff. Johnny boy, let's hear from you.
Yeah, overall, great job. I mean, this is your first call, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. You sound confident. I mean, really, if I just kind of sum it up, it's like you just need more practice, because then you're more comfortable. Like it'll just come out more natural. You'll be more confident. But I mean, I think you definitely have what it takes. You just need a little bit more practice. And once you have the experience of having these conversations over and over and having them for real, then they're going to be great.
Thank
So,
you.
you guys, everyone that stepped up today, I appreciate you guys having the intestinal fortitude to go in this environment. And I promise you, if you're good in this environment, it's going to make you better in front of the consumer. I've seen it. I mean, we've seen this now for the last 6 months. So, practice makes improvement. All of you guys are improving. We'll get back at this next week. Martinique, if you'll stay on, Kevin Bowie, if you'll stay on, everyone else, thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Go out there and crush your day. And if I don't talk to you, group coaching in the morning, hopefully we'll see you at the movie event tomorrow night. We're going to close that place down. Bye, you guys.
Sorry, can I just ask one more question?
Yeah.
Just so I can write it down. So take out listing agent, and can you just repeat what you recommend I say?
Seller availability. I'm going to check with
Seller availability. Okay, great.
All right. Thank you guys for being here. Congratulations, Robert. Congratulations to the people that have made Flex. Everyone else can hop off except for Martinique and Kevin stay behind. So thanks you guys for being here.
Thank you.
All right. All right. All right. All right. Let me get everyone out of the room. Let me get.
Well, girl, congrats on your closing. Martinique.
It didn't close.
Wait, what?
Oh, you're talking about the keys. That's the one?
Yeah, you closed that one, didn't you?
Yeah. Thank you.
Who
Yeah.
you delivering the champagne to?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm like moving on from that.
You got transactions to handle. She's doing.
Looking for the next one. All right, so Martinique, I want to make the best use of our time. Let me stop this recording.